Alright, so to start our shirt, this is going to be quick and easy. So we are just going to make a text box. So if you are wanting to do an SVG or an image, something a little more than just a text box, you could definitely upload an image. You can come over here to the Cricut images and find something here, but for my computer just goes so slow when I record my screen. But anyway, for the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to do something super simple, super easy. We're just doing text. So for my text, the font I'm going to do is it's called Exclusively Chic Sans. And I think this is from Font Bundles. I'm not sure. I always get questions on where my fonts are from. Some of these I've gotten so long ago, but I'm pretty sure this one is from fontbundles.com. They have a bunch of free fonts that come with licenses, so it's a great resource. So the text, so now also say, this was not my idea. I saw this on Pinterest. I'm not claiming this is my quote or anything like that. My sister-in-law and I thought this was cute, so we wanted to put it on a shirt for her. Again, not my design, not my idea, just a quote. Okay, so it's gonna say, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a kid that listened when I called her. How cute is that quote? Okay, so now this font obviously is way too close together. So a couple of ways that we can space this out is we can increase the letter space up here. Oh, that's decreasing it, sorry. Increase the letter space, which is great, but it still does not give me the space I want in between my letters. So what I like to do, this is my own personal thing I like to do. You can play with the letter space if you want, but what I like to do is I like to ungroup everything and manually manipulate the letters. It may take a little bit longer, but this is how I like to do it. I get comments, you could just move the letter space, and yes, I absolutely know that, but this is just the way I like to do it because then I can get it exactly how I want. So I'm moving this down because I want to scooch some of this text down. And again, my computer goes quite slow when I'm trying to record my screen and do a bunch of things at the same time. So this is going to go a little bit slower, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start grabbing chunks of words and moving them. So again, to do this, I ungrouped everything, and so basically what that does is it, like it says, sounds like, ungroups all of your text so you can move individual letters, individual words, you can manipulate things how you want. When you make a text box, when you first make a text box, everything is going to be grouped together. Because it's a text box, so it thinks that you want all your text together. So mine now is ungrouped, so I can move everything around. So this is so you can, move letters where you want them. You can make some words bigger. You can make some words a different font. So ungroup is a really great, oh no, did not mean to do that. Ungroup is a great tool. And so you can really organize your text however you want for your shirt, or for whatever you're going to press this to. I kind of like mine aligned to the left, so kind of like how I'm doing it right now, so it's all straight right here. So to select this, I'm just dragging my cursor over it and moving it one chunk at a time. Alright, so now that we have this text how we want it, so now we're going to want to weld this all together. And so basically what that means is if we don't weld it and if we just hit make it up here, I'll show you what will happen. So we're going to click make it without welding it. And you can see all of our letters got jumbled. So we'll hit cancel. So when we weld it, it's going to tell our machine we want the text to be cut out in this order, just like this. And it's going to basically regroup it and make it one block of text again. So we're going to hit weld, and you'll see all of the layers appear over here disappear. So now it's one layer, one chunk of text. So now we're basically ready to go. So we'll hit make it, and you'll see the difference. So you can see now it's this big chunk of text. Now, super important, super important, because we're going to be using heat transfer vinyl, we're going to be doing our easy press, we're going to want to make sure we mirror this. I cannot stress this enough. Make sure you mirror your image or you will waste all of your vinyl. Okay, so now that our image is mirrored, we can hit continue. So over here we'll choose our machine we're going to use, and then we'll set our settings. So the settings I'm going to be using is just the regular iron-on setting. So once this all gets connected, we can cut, and I'll switch you guys over to the camera so you can see what that will look like. Alright, so we are ready to cut our image, or our words, I guess, for our shirt. So the trick with HTV, as I've said a gazillion times, is we want to make sure, one, that the text or image or whatever you're doing is mirrored. So the reason is because it's going to be cut out of the back, and then we flip it, and this is how we iron it on. So mirror your image, and also the shiny side needs to go down on your mat. So your HTV will have two kind of sides. So it has this shiny side, and then it has this more matte side. So we're going to want to put the shiny side down on our mat. Make sure it's stuck down. And we have our settings set to iron-on. Just regular iron-on. We have our HTV on here, so now we can start to cut. So we're going to load our mat, and we know our mat is ready to be loaded once this is blinking. So we'll just push that. Side up here is making me nervous because it's not down all the way. So now that this is blinking, we can start to cut. Alright, so our image is all cut, or our words rather are cut, so we can move our machine out of the way. That is done. Alright, so now I'm just going to cut some of this excess off so I can save it for later. Make sure I don't get rid of any of the punctuation. Okay. Alright, so now this is my personal favorite part of cricketing is weeding. Well, most of the time. So how I like to start, I'll bring this down a little bit so you can see, is I'm just like to pull up a corner just to get it started and just start to pull. Cricut, or Easyweed rather, is just like it says, quite easy to weed. Really don't need to put too much effort into it. You can kind of just pull. But with text like this, you do want to, it has some thin parts to it, so we do just want to be careful we don't tear any of the letters. Sometimes you can get like a piece of a letter like caught up here. So just being a little bit careful and make sure you don't burn yourself. I do have my heat press on here, so don't want to burn yourself. And I will say also, this is not my design. My sister-in-law and I found this and I wanted to make it for her. She has 3 children, 2 girls and 1 boy. So she could totally relate to this little quote here. This was just found on Pinterest. Again, not my idea. Not selling this to her. It's just an idea. And I wanted to also film a shirt tutorial, so it kind of worked out perfectly. So now that I have all the major stuff gone, now I'm just going to go in and weed out the middles of these letters. So just weeding out the letters, and make sure, see this little scrap of black, if there's a little scrap that gets left behind, make sure you get it, because once you heat press, you are pretty much out of luck with your iron on. I've heard that you can try and press the back, to, get it heated up and pull off, scraps or stuff. I've tried it. It has never worked for me. I also know there's some solution spray or something you can spray onto iron-on and it'll release it. But again, have not tried that, so can't say I recommend it or not. I just try to be extra careful, especially if I'm in a rush. I just try to be careful. Okay, so this is the image. But I am going to actually put, alright, so this is the quote image, I guess, whatever, that I'm going to put on this shirt for her. And this comma, I don't know what happened, but it is way off base, so I'm just going to move it without there we go. That was weird. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be putting on the shirt. I'm going to get the shirt ready and then we will press it. Okay, so this is the shirt I'm going to be doing, and I think it was a sweatshirt I did, and the sweatshirt had been basically just in my drawer for ever, and so it was super wrinkled, and someone left a comment. They were like, I couldn't get over how wrinkled it was. I just wanted you to iron it. So I just bought this today, and it is a little bit wrinkled, so I'm gonna take my heat press and just get it warmed up a little bit, get some of the wrinkles out. I'm definitely not going to iron this whole thing, so sorry if that annoys anybody, but yeah, I'm not ironing this. Okay, so our shirt is nice and pressed and warm, ready to go. We can start pressing our image to it. You could definitely just do this with an iron. I'm using my heat press just because it's what I have. I'm going to press it at 305 for 15 seconds. So you could hear that it is ready to go. Also, I'm going to be putting a piece of parchment paper over just to protect it. You know, I don't know if it's necessary, but just to protect it. So this is the image I'm putting on here. And to, you know, I just try to make it as even as I possibly can. I don't get too hung up. So this is about 14. This is like the center. So I could probably move over just a smidge. And I try not to play around with it too much once I kind of have it, because the more I like peel up and move it around, the worse it just gets for me. So once you have this how you want it, so this is pretty much good to go for me. Let's try and place this one more time. All right. So once you have this, so you can see like the carrier sheet is on top of all the text. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to press it and then peel off this carrier sheet. So we can put our parchment paper on top, again, just to protect. Also, be careful of these seams. You don't want to press over these seams. It will, I don't know if it burns it or what, but it like leaves this white, it kind of like, I feel like it burns the fabric. It's weird. So be careful you do not iron these seams. All right, so that is good to go. We'll take our press. I'm going to be pressing vertical so I don't get these seams. So we're going to put our press on here, hit the green button, and put some pressure on it. And we're just going to press. We're not going to be moving it around. We're just pressing with some good solid pressure. Give it a couple extra seconds just for good measure. Pull up your heat press. All right, so you can move this. And this is a warm peel, so we can peel it while it's hot. So I'm just going to take a, ooh, I need to press that a little bit longer, but that eye did not get pressed. So I'll just press this for another, give it another 15 seconds. Make sure I get even pressure on the whole piece of text. All right, so now we can take our corner and just start to peel off. And actually, I'm going to do this one more time, because the way you can know if it is pressed is you can kind of see the fibers through the HTV, and I just feel like I can't see mine. So I'm just going to give it a lot more pressure. All right. We should be good to go now. So now I'm going to peel again. All right, so there you have it. We have our shirt. Super cute. I got this shirt at Target for $8, so good little investment there. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you can now make your own t-shirts, and happy crafting.